Hello, hello. Tokala. Hello. Hold on. Where am I? There's my face. I'm a little goofy with my camera set up again. Oh well. Let me turn the volume down slightly. Tokala, hopefully I'm saying your name right. Thank you for all of your nice feedback. We always appreciate that. And I was just posting to Jacob today, Crash Ray, some dialogue I was working on, because I always like to do those snarky dialogues, so I was having fun with that. Non-playable characters, but still. I don't work on story on stream because I'm convinced that's probably one of the most boring things to work on. Not far above that is bug fixing, or the same project for 2 months, which was what fishing was. But I will have more things to show soon. Thanks for the follow, Tokala. Appreciate it. Hopefully my audio is working. Okay, it is. Got to put my gloves on. So tonight, I'm continuing my journey and working on small feature enhancements I've been wanting to do for ages. While the fishing minigame has some work to do, I've actually contracted that out because I got to a point where I didn't want to work on all the little tiny details, and I need to work on story and some other things I have. I'm also going to contract out. So when I stream now, I just pick small feature enhancements I've been wanting to do for ages, and then hopefully do them, which is not always successful, but I try. Tonight I'm going to work on camera, not my camera. Although my camera is weird tonight for some reason. Being persnickety. Like it's not getting the focus. Okay. Anyway. What I'm going to work on tonight is the camera that it follows the player around. I've said this a few times, well, more than a few times on my stream. But this whole system, while it's in Unity, has like an underlying engine that's managing things. So while in some systems I could just directly manipulate the camera, I have to find in this system where they do the camera manipulation and go mess with it. And it's kind of esoteric and weird. And so that's what I'm doing tonight. And what I want to do for the camera is, here's what I did last week, by the way, because I still haven't undone it. See, I made it so I can control the followers. This is a little thing, but it makes me so happy because I didn't have a way previously to manage those guys from their engine, and now I have. So I'm super excited for cinematic sequences. You might notice in the demo and or the early access version, whenever we start a cinematic sequence, the characters like disappear and then they reappear out of the main character. That's always driven me nuts. I think I can show you it from like party train enabled, right? So they like disappear like that, and then they come back as objects essentially. But now I can just directly manipulate them. I'm super happy. So what I'm doing tonight, though, you might see this where the camera basically keeps panning whenever you're getting to the edge of the map. So you can see like we can see a bunch of extra map here. What I want to do is do camera edge detection. So instead of the camera always just moving up until you get to the edge, I'd want it to be like the camera stops moving right here. And then the players can just move. This is like a very standard RPG thing, right? Character gets near the edge and the camera stops moving, but that isn't built into this engine. So now I'm going to be hunting down in the code where this happens and hopefully figuring it out. I figured out, I think, where it manipulates. I did this before stream because I wanted to be like marginally prepared for this. Now I've got to prove that that is actually the case. I think there is. Let's see, where is it? Is it set view matrix? No. Refined. Can't be set view matrix though. Well, but the thing is, like this, I feel like this might be where the camera gets changed. I'm not positive though. I guess what I could do for sanity's sake is if this code executes, I could like put a debug breakpoint. So right now I'm investigating code. Now, if I feel like I need to, I'm going to bring it into a document. One of the things I've been doing is I make a document for managing code as I'm investigating. I'm not certain I will have to do that tonight, but if I do, this is what it'll look like, right? Like file, method. I think I usually put the line number in here, which is just a way for me to roughly reference. And then the description. This is my investigation of code method, which I usually whip out when I'm struggling to understand how something works. And I know everyone has their own varied tools. Some people are just smart and they just read code and they understand it. Those are amazing people. I'm not one of those people. I mean, I do understand code, but like when there's a lot of moving pieces, it helps me to force myself to break down. I think some of it's like my ADD because I get bored of trying to read code, so I have to force myself to do something methodically so that I can understand it. Okay, so what I think I should be able to do if this triggers, I can. I'm a little hesitant to do it this way, but at the same time, maybe I don't care. I can put a log statement basically. If this is where camera movement happens, this thing will trigger continuously. And if that's the case, I should be able to do what I want by manipulating that block of code. I'm not yet convinced that's where it happens. Although, one other thing I could check here is I could do like, okay, so if I do main camera, what I could do is just say, oh, I found a place where it manipulates the main camera. Is there anything else that transforms the position? This is literally the only place where there is a camera transform. So it feels to me like this is the bee's knees. This is the place that we need to have the position defined. The problem is going to be that the way the position is calculated, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to have to figure out some magic of some sort. Like a stop position. I'll probably have a stop. That might be good. If this is where it happens, then I can come up with a way where I can say stop moving the camera and it'll record a position and it'll, every time it hits this, it'll always just reset it or something. That's probably going to be the best way to do it, but we'll see. I have ideas, but I'm not sure if I have the answers yet. Okay, so certainly that's what it is. Hey, Dave. I've seen your game a ton of videos on YouTube. Stuff like best turn-based RPGs coming soon. That's cool. Where are you kidding, or have you really seen that? Okay, so I found it. I found the place. Perfect. A whole lot of work I was expecting to do on stream fixed perfectly. So what I want to do then, what do I want to do here? For my next trick. Oh no, seriously? Good. That only brings more stress for my life, so we gotta get the game done. If you guys don't know this, I mean, Dave, you know this, but there's only 2 of us. I mean, there's 2 of us, and we have some people helping, but 2 people doing a bulk of the work. Between Jacob and I think we've done almost 10,000 hours of work. Oh, what's this one? That's cool. That's a video. You must agree. Oh, wait. I must agree to YouTube's terms of service. That wasn't what I thought it was.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. It turns out...
Go away, Ryan Reynolds. Sorry. That was weird. I have some audio things going on here. Mute. That's nice. But ours isn't a 2D RPG game. Sorry. Beloved Rapture's pretty cool. All I have are these like YouTube things about RPG games. These are all really amazing games. The thumbnails our game? Maybe. I could take a look. There's Alterium Shift. That's a old. This is, by the way, older video clip. We really need to refresh our visuals for our clips. Look at these amazing games though. There's a game and like the people are really supportive of us, even though they have like tons more followers on the Twitter than we do. It's called the problem is like I'm really bad with remembering all the names, so I'm gonna go look it up. The game is Threads of Time. This game is amazing. Have you guys seen Threads of Time? Oh my gosh, this game is so beautiful. So Threads of Time. Look at the graphics. Look at these characters. Oh my god. This has got that such like retro but modern vibe. Oh, it's so beautiful. Prehistoric era. Yeah, they have amazing artists. Multiple. I mean, and you know, when you have artists for a project like this, how do you ensure the style is the same? The art director, if they have multiple, they must have multiple artists, and the art director must be just freaking top notch. I know nothing about the size of their company. I'm assuming they're a little bit larger than our company, but yeah, their game's amazing. Anyway, hey Killboy, by the way, I found what I was looking for. Now I was going to figure out a way to lock it. Now, what I could probably do is make a locked position X and a locked position Y. Okay. So I'm going to sort of cheat in the beginning while I figure out. They don't take much. It doesn't take much to be larger than your. Thanks, Killboy. Appreciate that. Okay. So what we're gonna do for like just becauseness. Because I think render's actually there's no instance of it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. So we're gonna do public static float locked position locked camera X and public static float lock camera Y. So I'm gonna just for like the sake of testing what I'm trying to do, I'm just gonna just totally ham hock YOLO it. And so I need to put I'll use my debug tool. So debug manager, I think I call it. SCB debug manager, is that what it is? So here's where I'll put it, and I'll just shove something at the bottom. Shove it all at the bottom. No, maybe not all at the bottom. I'll do it here. Public void lock camera X. And I'm wait, X is left. Right. I'll do lock camera Y actually. I'm just gonna make a button. I mean, this might turn out. Nope, I'm not gonna jinx myself. Shut it, Motzi. So if I'm gonna lock the camera, the private static, I would need to make a method in here, I think. So for the sake of sanity, we'll do public static void lock camera X. And I don't want it. Basically, when I call lock, I just want it to stop. So what we'll say is lock camera X equals position X, right? Okay. And then we'll do lock camera Y. Thank you very much, Copilot. Appreciate it. We do have a third member of the team, but it's a robot called Copilot. And maybe a fourth member, which is ChatGPT. But they're kind of like, Copilot is ChatGPT in my IDE. So maybe it's the same. We have a, non-sentient robot helping us in this project. I actually didn't write the code to do locking. So what am I thinking? Nothing's going to happen. So render dot lock, isn't it render? Except it is render. Do I need to just include it? You have Copilot and Writer, yes. Did you not know that? GitHub Copilot, not like Microsoft Copilot, although I don't know if they are fundamentally different. Well, GitHub Copilot is focused on, things in the IDE. Oh, I never turned my music back on. Sorry. There we go. I mean, I hear it, but y'all didn't hear it. It sounds like I was just talking to myself. Okay, so I'll do one more build. It'll be really cool if this works. I didn't know you could do that. You can. Writer has a Copilot plugin. You have to pay for it, but you can do it for sure. What I want to try to do is, in addition to doing the camera edge movement where the character stops moving, or sorry, the camera stops moving when you get near the edge, I also want to try to do camera nudge, which has been a request and or complaint because not everybody likes the current camera angle and they want the ability to, see a little further in certain directions. You have to pay for GitHub Copilot, which is separate from Writer. So you have to go to GitHub and sign up for an account and pay for Copilot subscription. The plugin doesn't cost you anything, but the subscription does. Okay, so if my calculations are correct, and they rarely are, sometimes they are, if I push my little button I just made lock camera Y, everything's gonna break. Oh wait, well, I'm not using my brain right now. I'm using like, a quarter of my brain. There's one other thing I've got to do, which is this. The local position. So what we have to do here is var new position equals, right, which I think these are structs, so they're not going to take any memory. And then we'll say, I guess I should say, I need to do okay, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I guess what I could do is if this value is greater than 0, because if it's greater than 0, it's going to be a position. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So we'll say if lock camera Y is greater than 0, or I guess it's does not equal 0. I guess it could be a negative value. I'll use the not equal for now. I'm going to use a Boolean, not a value. But hey, Shorty, how's it going? How you doing, Schultz? All right. So now we theoretically can make this work. This is very hacky, but I just, one of the things I was talking about last week was the whole Trailblazer approach to coding. Where in the past, I would try to get everything in place I knew would have to be in the right places before I tested it actually working or not. Right now, I just want to confirm I can make the camera stop moving. While I'm not allowed to name a certain developer's name, who is also so kind as to raid me occasionally, he also is more about solving problems before making things better. Hey, Rossum Tech, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. I'm good. Been grilling supper just to realize we ran out of propane. Well, got to get some propane and propane accessories. Even though you're not in Texas. King of the Hill. I actually knew someone who wrote for King of the Hill for a bit. Okay, let's try this. Lock camera Y. Break things. Didn't work. Okay. So, let's see. Interestingly, oh, maybe because it's the Z position I have to move. Hold on a second. I think Y is the vertical position, not the. Is it the Z position I gotta mess with? I think it might be the Z position. So even though it's called Y, I gotta change the Z position, I believe. So up and down is not gonna happen. I'm doing okay. Your 2D game looks amazing. Thank you, Rossum Tech. It's actually 2.5D. So it has pixel art, and it's pixel art mapped onto some 3D object, and some of the characters are billboarded. When I started working on this project with my buddy, just me and him, he showed me some stuff, and I was just like, what it captured my imagination because it was like 2D but with depth. But there's not really a word for that. I mean, 2.5D is the way people call it. But I didn't do anything that's pretty. I'm not responsible for the pretty. I just break stuff with bugs. Like right now. Let's see if we can break it again. Lock camera. Well, I mean, on the plus side, it did lock something. Vertical is not verticalizing. However, comma, something didn't quite work out the way I was hoping it would. Which is kind of interesting. What? So I wonder why locking that would cause that problem. Did I record the local position or just the position? Maybe I didn't record the local position. Oh. Yeah. So I used position instead of local position. Okay, that's okay. And then new position. Okay, so part of it was I wasn't using the right positioning. Let's see if this works again. It reminded me of the old Final Fantasy DQ style and some 2D RPG. Yep. Final Fantasy 6 and Chrono Trigger. Excuse me. I mean, basically the 90s era JRPGs, especially SNES. Square, Square Enix, Square. Were they Enix at that point? I think they were just Squaresoft. Can't even remember. That's the style that we were inspired by. And while we're not doing like on the nose references, we do have little kind of jokey things in the game that are like kind of calling back to those. Like in the game here. Oh, by the way, did someone do AS? Yeah, you did. In the game, there is a like in the classroom in this first area, there's the book called The Frog and the Sword, which is a callback to the Masamune. What does it say? Frog's Sword. And there's one about like opera songs, which is like Final Fantasy-ish joke. Okay, so no, that didn't work either. What I find very interesting is the way the camera is not rendering anything else. Like somehow locking the camera caused something strange to happen. But why? I don't think I need that value. The locked camera Z, which is the equivalent of the Y, is fine. Does it use this position somewhere else? No, it doesn't. Why would just changing this position cause a problem? I don't think I even made a new position anywhere. That's interesting. Because I didn't do anything special here. What in extract position, what does this return? This returns a unity vector 3, right? Okay. Yeah, so it's just returning a position. But somehow preventing the camera from moving is causing. As a Japanese game engineer, I feel happy even their games are not my business, even though games are not your business. Their games are not my business. Well, that's so. What kind of games do you work on then? If you're a game engineer, you work on like more AAA type games. You'll see Japanese in here because we use an engine called Smile Game Builder as the base. It has an export, so I've been doing heavy modifications to their engine. But I mean, I don't read Japanese natively, so I have to do a lot of conversion. I'm a little confused why I'm not able to lock this value. It seems strange. I wonder if we use main camera transform anywhere else in here. We use it in render. Billboard could be a problem. The part that has me worried is I wonder if the camera position. You do smartphone games. Okay. Pal World. Oh, you did Pal World a little bit? That's cool. You've done lots of different things. I like it. My day job is not game engineer. My night job is game engineer. Why would this so the thing is, if I mess with these values, so it might just mean I can't mess with these values in this spot. For like a sanity check, comment out the stuff that I did and just see if it works. No, I'm a chief technology officer for my day job. I work at a digital marketing company, basically. We sell a SaaS product for syndicating digital ads, basically. Not the most glorious work. Although, I guess game dev isn't the most glorious either. It's just fun. I just like it. Okay, so the compile worked. There were no bugs. Let's see what happened. Or no errors. Probably plenty of bugs. I just want to make sure. So if it still works, then it might mean that I have to modify the logic that allows the camera to move. still not sure why I would have to do that. But maybe when there's a disparity between the position that gets set here. Okay, so now we'll go back to set view matrix. So this is the game main sprite drawer. This is the thing that draws, that sets the view matrix on the scene. My worry is that this is actually getting called more than once from different places. So there's map data. I think that the problem is I want to only modify the one related to the map scene, maybe? But that's only if it's VR enabled. I want to find all the places that use set view matrix. I don't care about the battle viewer. Hey, randomness. Thanks for reminding me of my poor life choices by using the collect feature. I don't care about the battle viewer. These don't get used. Randomness, more like spamdomness. Okay, so this is show performance. I don't think this gets called though. These are the ones that I'm pretty sure don't happen. Wow, randomness. Why are you not sleeping? Aetherblood, I have arrived to lurk. Thank you for the lurk. Hope you're getting good work done tonight. Lurk and work. I did that to Tom Sutton today. I didn't even say hi. I just lurked. I was like, I almost said hi, but I know when I do that, I get distracted. I'm like, nope, I'm just going to lurk quietly. And that's it. So this is also interesting. So there's a number of places that do set view matrix, which makes me a little uncomfortable, actually. Oh, but look at this. If view equals identity, okay. So this is interesting. I don't know what identity is. What I could do. What is this view? It's a matrix view. I don't know what it's doing here. For the follow, I'm gonna try and say your name properly this time again. Rosamtech. Is it, or is it roll? Is your name like the phonetic spelling of the Japanese? So roll some pick. Is this, is CH a Japanese character? No. Is it? I don't think so. You can call me Rossum. Rossum X. Iosamu? Or is it Losamu? That's an I? Ao Samu. I try to learn Japanese, but I'm not like the best. I do my best. Not really the greatest. Okay. So one thing I should probably confirm is whether this is always being called from the same place. So I do think I'm gonna have to turn on the debugger. I still hate doing it, but it will be faster. I'm glad that my poor pronunciation is funny and not making you mad. Thanks, randomness, for keeping it real with your collect command. I gotta put the debugger on. It'll make everything slower. And so As an apology, I'll read a dad joke. I recently started a band called 999 Megabytes. We're pretty good, but we haven't gotten a gig yet. Ooh, snap. Isn't the gig 1024? Isn't like just like with the kilobytes to the megabytes? Look how long it takes just to switch over to debug mode. 40 seconds. Okay, so this will be good for us to learn where the camera rendering starts. Now, I actually might have to comment this out now, because if I don't, I think it'll start triggering right in the beginning. So we'll get it running. And then what I want to find out is what actually is triggered here. Either way, no gig. That's true. All right. So this is the render object. Okay, fine. What called it? Uni entry, game main draw, map scene draw. Okay. So now the question is, do we get more than just the map scene draw? No. So the one that calls this is just map scene draw here. Although weirdly enough, it's doing it from set if enable VR, which confuses the crap out of me. Map scene draw. Okay, so it's just the map scene that's doing it. Here is your sushi. Thank you. Nom nom. I love sushi. One day my wife and I want to go to Japan, and I would love to try some Japanese sushi for sure. We live in Minnesota, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sure you get the best sushi in a place that is landlocked. Why did the debugger make things slower? What does a can of rain have to do with the speed of code? Oh, snap. Look at the PP. It's got a PP. So let me see here. If this is the case, though, let me step over. So right now, the local position is -125, 42, 113. And this is going to extract a position value. So now my character's not moving, so the position's not going to change. Local rotation, Euler angles. You think that just modifying the core position would be fine. I don't know why this would have caused weirdness in the rendering. Unless the matrix is being used for something else. Let's see. So let's see what they use their PP for. Projection and view. Is it they're using their view? Oh, they're using the inverse. Okay. So it could be because I don't know why we care about inverse. What is this even doing? Their matrix stuff doesn't make any sense to me. I know I could step through this, but I'm not yet ready for that in my life. So inverse is an inverse of their matrix. Why don't you exist anymore? Try this again. Here's all their values. .m. Ooh, they use frustum planes. I love it. Is identity false? Lossy scale. And they're just, when they do extract position, they're just getting specific values from their matrix and turning it into a vector 3. So I wonder if there's something weird about the value that I modify. Just a float value, 113. So what I think I have to do is I have to go to the source of this. I have to go to the place in which that value is messed with. Oh, I can't mess with that. Because if I don't do it that way, it won't have consistency with whatever uses those values, which is clearly messing with how the camera renders. So that means I need to figure out how their PP gets built up. Sorry, I just love the fact that the value is called PP. I'm a child. What can I say? So we do the inverse of view. So it's the view value. So it's not even their PP. Okay, it's their VV. So let's find out how they mess with VV. It's interesting. So they default it to an identity. I don't know what their identity thing is about, but I'm having a bit of identity crisis right now. Okay, so we don't care about where it gets drawn. But we do care about this. Get character screen position. Do you prefer JavaScript or Dart? Dart's my favorite language ever. It's the best. Everyone should use Dart. I'm kidding. I prefer C#. Okay. Get character. So where is VV populated? This does not tell me, actually. This value has to come from somewhere, right? Oh yeah, there we go. Map scene draw out. So this is where it gets created. Create camera matrix. And this happens in the draw phase. Okay. I might want to note this because I think if I don't, I'm going to go insane. So map scene. I can't see sharp. That's why I need glasses. Oh, but I'm ching. It's Jamaican hairstyle day at work tomorrow, and I'm already dreading it. That's not just a Jamaican hairstyle. What do you call a ninja with a broken arm? Ninjured. The method's going to be draw. Line number is going to be 1694. Actually, I could just put like the code. Line number might not make sense because I might run the formatter on this code and it won't matter anymore. I'll just put line that way. There we go. Apparently, this is where the camera matrix is created. Frame for positioning. Okay. So if that's where that happens, though. Oh no, my thing is doing a thing. Hold on a second. If that's where this happens, then I don't know what I'm doing with life choices. So we do create camera matrix. This might actually do a lot. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So this is setting up the matrix values, right? Get screen aspect, get hero, if it's ready, and this does all the camera mode positioning stuff. Okay. So that means that I need to mess with some values here. The peepaws. Now I'm fairly certain the place that this is going to happen is here. So let's confirm that theory. Yes. So this is where all the value, because it's a normal camera. So normal camera mode uses the position of the player to determine where the camera is going to go. So let's see, camera position. So this must be the thing that actually comes up with the camera position as a whole. This is using the Y angle, the X angle. So this should have like 113 in there somewhere, or not 63. So this must be the non-local position, I guess. Player position. So now the P pose. Look at target. Let's see where we go here. We're not using VR, so screw that. I don't care about this yet, but let's see here. 49. I wonder if this is using like the map position right now. If we're using perspective, then no. Don't really care about the VR camera position, but YOLO, I guess. Okay, so what does our VV look like here? I think it was like position 23. None of these positions look familiar to me. Because 113 is the number we have to get to. Did I still have my breakpoint here. Okay. So there's 113. So somehow, I don't know how it got to 113 though. That makes me a little uneasy. So let me go back to this view here and see. Okay, so there is no 113. Oh, wait, there's M though. I didn't look at M. No, interesting. So it doesn't matter, is what I've determined. What I need to do, I think, is determine what value I need to stop moving. It doesn't even matter what it is. So camera position says XYZ. So it says like 63, for instance. If that's a camera, if that's a position I can stop moving, then it's fine. And I think it might. So because the camera position would be different from the player position. $49. That's the player position though. Okay. This is just shadow drawing, I guess. The inverse must be where the camera's supposed to be. Still 118 though. Look at V. So let's see what V ends up being. Well, there's the 113 value. Interesting. They got a lot of different values I've got to mess with. I hope that broken arm doesn't cost too much. I hope he's insured. I know I looked over to read that. Okay. So I know that the inverse value here, this is what actually gets used as the value. And this value is going to be the same because it was already modified. Okay. Interesting. This is the position of the target. This is the direction we're looking at. Okay. So can I futz with the look at value is the question. Gonna read good code, bad code while listening to this stream. I hope you're not judging me on the code you're reading. This code isn't my code, just to be clear. Not that my code is like a billion times better, but this is definitely not my code. This is code from the Smile Game Builder engine. And they did everything without Unity, so, you know, and then they hooked it into Unity. I'm not going to show you my code. I'm just going to let you believe that my code's better somehow. Like, here's some code I wrote. I did put a large comment there for some weird reason. This is also not my favorite code, but whatever. All right, let's go back to the map scene. So I guess I could. What would I do this then? It feels to me like I should be able to. Cam distance, get XYZ. I just want to stop one thing from moving. Okay, so then let me go look at the, I think it's the view. Looks a bit like a big API, but still looks cool. Yeah, it basically is. Monty writes code? I thought he was more of a process person. Hey. I am both. They are not mutually exclusive. Okay, so we have normal camera. This is the thing that follows the character. But we also have the view camera, and I'm pretty sure this is the one where if a discrete point is set. No, maybe not. Where? How do we do the set center position? Camera control mode. Unknown normal view and number. I'm pretty sure view. I thought view was one that would have. Oh yeah, it's right. It's what's hidden code. X angle. Right. So this uses an offset value to make it stay. And it looks like they don't do look at the same. They make the look at point the point that it's supposed to stay to. So let's see here. Translate. Offset X, offset Y height. Okay. So these are the values that it uses to set it manually. What does it do over here? Okay. So I might, this is where I might have to go into write things down mode, because I really need to understand the distinction between how it automatically places the position versus how it manually places it. Because in view mode, the camera position is based on a H value, which must be, what is it? What is H value? The current character. Interesting. Oh, I don't know, man. X angle, Y angle, XYZ. Look at target. So the problem is, I think the way that it currently operates is it uses the target that it's looking at as the center point for the camera placement. I would assume all coding happens in the write things down mode. If it hasn't been written, how would it ever get executed? Well, I meant write things down in my notes. Not, I mean, obviously you need to write things down. So this lookout target is set by what? Nothing. So lookout just gets set to the camera position. Okay. So I need to determine a way to have a locked offset when we're in normal camera mode, because that's the mode that will handle following the player. So what value can I mess with that will let me confirm or deny anything? Let's do this. Let's hit play. Cam distance is 75. So these are just values of the current camera setting. This dot distance, right? Okay. Camera position. The y angle is 0, the x angle is -32, and xyz is what? Oops. Yeet. Like yeet. Let's see what this is. 63. So this is map-based position. And where does this value live? Let's see here. This value is part of a new value that's created. Oh, this is the entirety of this thing. Okay, so this is the rotation. This is getting the... Okay, okay. That makes sense. So I believe... that I still don't know what I'm doing yet. Hold on. Camera position dot x times -1. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. So we have x angle, y angle. So these are the x and y values. It's called x angle and y angle, but I'm fairly certain it also translates into the actual like x, y. So then I'm going to replicate what I did in render and watch it break. We're going to do the same thing we did in render and go to this lock camera Y. I don't really care that it's static right now, so I'll leave it as static. I don't care. I believe I can soar. See you running through an open door. Okay, so then we do Yangle. We'll do the Yangle. Oh, I see. Instance? Is there an instance? I won't make it static then. I'll make it public. Okay. I don't know what I just broke. Something is amiss. Lock camera. What did I break? Where did I bork it? Oh, I didn't. Create the matrix. It is real. So what we will do here, I think, is we'll even like leverage some nonsense here. It'll be like this. If this dot lock camera Y. Oh, if camera Y does not equal 0, then Yangle equals lock camera Y. Okay? Let's try that. We'll go to the SGB bug manager. Instead of hitting the render thing, we'll do the current maps. Main dot instant dot map scene lock camera Y. Okay. Thanks, Copilot. You do good. You do good work. Just keep it up. Good job. Way to, write code. Turn off the debugger for now. Not that it helps slow things down too much or speed things up too much. It's really helpful at slowing things down. Let me tell you what. You can see how long this freaking compile process takes. Why did Frankenstein hit the Wisconsin cheese with a hammer? He wanted to do the Munster mash. A lot of words to use for that. How do you get Pikachu on a bus? Pokemon. Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. I once swallowed a bag of synonyms by accident. It was the thorest throat I've ever had. It's kind of funny. So theoretically, if I'm locking the camera movement properly, the yangle will just stop yangling. If the yangle stops yangling, will it blend? That is the question. Or will I get the same behavior from before? Which would also be very weird. Okay, so it doesn't do anything, which tells me maybe I didn't do something right with my code. We'll do it this way. Too legit to quit. In theory. Okay. So apparently doing the yangle thing didn't work. But this is a code we're definitely running. They're going to say something like they have to modify it for Unity. You know, the one thing that I'm really impressed by the makers of this engine, they made complete like adapter pattern code to adapt their engine to run in Unity. And it's just so amazing to me. Like, this is complicated stuff, people. I don't like the code quality per se, but the code itself, I mean, it like battle tested. It's so impressive what they did with this. So then, does something F with the yangle? That's the question. Or was yangle the wrong value to mess with? So let me, I probably need to confirm that I actually was able to lock it. Let's see. Rebuild. What do you call a dead musician? A decomposer. Compiling's happening. Are chickens religious? No, they're agnostic. I do like that one. The problem is, whenever you go to their church ceremonies and whatever, they always ask you to shell out a few bucks. I should say shell out a few clucks, am I right? Anyway. Now, if we prove that... what's interesting is Yangle doesn't change anything. What are we doing with our lives? It feels like Yangle should have done something, though, which is weird. But maybe I ran into a red herring. Okay. So let's see what the value of Yangle is when we mess with this. Debugger is back on. Here. Lock camera Y equals 0. Okay. So part of the problem is it doesn't do anything. So let's see. Lock camera Y. Locked camera Y equals. Am I using it properly? Maybe I'm not using the value. No. Okay. So let's take that off. We'll get rid of these stupid breakpoints. And then what we'll do, see if our lock method is working. So something tells me maybe like the Yangle doesn't get set. So Yangle is 0. Okay. So what is X angle then? -60. So that's not the value I want to mess with. Which means that the camera position is not hard coded. I'm confused. I guess they don't have an offset for the camera. Then yeah, so it wasn't that value. Okay. That means it's going to be a different value. If it's not the angle, it's going to be whatever this XYZ nonsense is, maybe. Because this is supposed to represent, excuse me, the camera position. The one problem is I don't know if I want the camera to look at the target. I think if I change this value, the look at target might be goofy. Okay, well, let's do this. We'll say this dot last camera position. We'll create a property. We'll make it a field. Good. The last camera position, and then when we do the lock camera Y, we will set it to that. So this dot last, except it won't be Y, it'll be Z, because the Z value actually is the Y value. It just doesn't matter, whatever. So we'll set that, and then create camera matrix down here. If lock camera Y, then we say compose dot Z. Okay. Let's see how badly we can break this. So now I'm going to state a theory that I think is probably going to be accurate. This won't work properly because the camera still wants to look at the player. So what will happen is the Y value of the camera will stop moving, but as the character moves, the camera is going to try and rotate towards the player. That's my theory. Which means that I might have to literally create a whole new way in which the camera can interact. Because there's the normal mode where it looks at the player, and there's the view mode where the camera sets its center coordinate. And what I'm going to have to do is have an amalgamation between the two, where if you lock a positional direction, the camera stops looking at the player, but keeps moving with the player in a specific direction. Will that work? I guess it still has to look at the player, right? No, it only has to follow the player. No. So I think I'm just going about this the wrong way. Well, obviously I'm going about it. Duh. I think what I need to do is if we lock a position, the camera goes into the set center position mode, and it just continually updates the position based upon where the player is. It still is kind of the amalgamation, but I've got to do something where like it stops tracking one direction but not the other. But set center coordinate is the thing that actually helps that. It's so weird though, like it's not working. Like, what is it? I'm literally changing fundamental code in here. Let's see what this does. Value is there. This value is always being reset, right? It's so funny. And it's not affecting anything. Maybe it's because it's using X instead of Z? What? No, why? That's height though. Why is vertical? Look at target. Like, how is it getting this value? Does it do something where it like self-corrects? This is the place where it did the inverse logic. We set the cam pose Z. It should always be the same value now, even if you've moved. Let me see here. This is the camera here. So here's the camera, and there's the camera positions, right? And all the values move. Okay. So I'm not actually locking anything right now, even though I set that value. Means that's not where, that must not be where that value gets, the position value gets set for sure. I mean, it's weird that I'm not even seeing any visual oddity. I mean, it's jerky. I don't know why it's being jerky. It could be just because I'm streaming, but like you'd think that I'd see something happen. I think maybe we are seeing, I think maybe it's trying. You see, like I'm getting farther away and it's like, it's almost like it's trying to set it and then it's going back. Like it's trying so hard to keep it in a position. So to me, that means that I'm in the right, like conceptually, I have a potentially correct idea, but not. Okay. So then what I need to do is decide how I'm going to modify my logic here. So the way that this works is the camera is intended to follow the player wherever they go. So the player's position becomes the center position. Part of me wants to just look at like how different these two pieces of code are. Let's see. We'll do a split. We'll just look at the difference between the two pieces of code. We like looking at split code. Really easy to do. Create camera matrix. I was so sure that I found the spot. I was so happy for myself. So the camera control mode here, this is the case of normal. And then this one is going to be where are we? Where's the abnormal one? View. Which I'm pretty sure, again, view is like you were wanting it to follow a specific center position. Right, so just using it's using these values like offset. H is the player position, but the offset I believe is like I think H is player. What is H? Yeah, H is the player's position. Okay. So this is doing a whole different concept here. These are the fixes for the height and terrain. And then this is looking at a specific target. For some reason, it's still using the VR ready. Okay. Sorry. Had an early morning. I get an early morning tomorrow too because it's Mother's Day. If you celebrate your mother for Mother's Day and you celebrate Mother's Day, remember it's Mother's Day coming. Actually, no, I don't think the view thing is used at all. I think that the look at target. Okay. I think I got an idea. I think I have an idea. I might have an idea. How can I do this? Hold on. How can I do this? What I want to do, I'm going to cheat. That's what I'm going to do. Yes, cheating is how you win. Okay. Lock camera Y. And then I sent my mom a Bose Bluetooth speaker as a gift. That's nice of you. Yeah, I guess it is Mother's Day for you now. So happy. Well, let's see, 9, 10, 11. So if you're in, I don't know if there's different time zones in Japan, but I know that the Tokyo area, it's 2 hours ahead. It's still morning. So I would say konnichiwa. Because it's still morning, right? That's morning? No, I would say ohayo gozaimasu. There you go. That's morning. Konnichiwa is just like good afternoon or just hi. Hopefully she's liking her speaker, getting some. It's almost noontime, so it's probably konnichiwa too. I'm in the phase of Duolingo where I'm learning how to say things belong to people. So like casa is umbrella. So like Kore wa watashi no casa desu. Which is, this is my umbrella. And then we add colors. Kore wa watashi no akai casa desu. Basic Japanese! I know the basics! American desu. American desu. Did I say American desu? I'm American. The problem with Duolingo, because I'm also like, I need some kind of repetition to learn, and it's gamified, and so I think a proper learner would take lessons. If a proper learner, even if using Duolingo, would like progress in lessons, but there's like things you can win. You can be in the Diamond League, and so what I spend most of my time doing is lightning rounds, and so all the things I learn are burned into my brain by rote. Not because I'm learning. I am, but I'm learning by forcing my brain to see the same things over and over and over and over again, right? So it's like I can just glance at the characters. No, I'm not good enough at individual Japanese characters to know by sight what they are. But I'm okay with it too. Like as I'm getting older, I'm like, I'm okay with that. I am incrementally learning, but I don't really get a chance to practice Japanese very often. So, you know, like Japanese with a person, right? It's just not something I would do normally. So, hey, Ilako George, how are you? Welcome. How are you doing today? Okay, I think I know how to lock camera Y now. I know how to do it. This is going to be so amazing. get look at target dot z. Okay, this is gonna work, I hope. So now create. Now I gotta see how they did this here. Get look at target. Okay, this is so going to work. Maybe. What we need to do is change our code fundamentally, though. So we're going to do var target equals, and then we'll do this dot look at target, and then I guess I could do get hero position, but get hero position is obviously more logic. So we'll do this, and then we'll say look at target equals that. Target equals there. Oops. I am making a game. I'm making this game. That one right there. Alterium Shift on Steam. Meow has a demo available. Apparently we're not getting good reviews anymore. Which makes me sad. Where are we at now? I look at reviews because I want to see how we're doing. Unfortunately, I think we're getting negative reviews. I thought there was like a show graph. There we go. We got the positive too. At least the positive balanced out the negative. Right? It's currently on Steam demo and early access. It is not complete yet. That's why I'm working on it live. And thanks for the follow, by the way. I like to work on stuff on stream. I don't work on story because I think story is pretty boring to try to type things up. I might give it a try someday if people really want me to try it, but I tried working on story once and it was like chatter, chatter, chatter. Everyone was like, I'm not interested in this. So I was like, okay. No one actually said they're not interested. It just didn't get a lot of interest. Now, right now I'm working on something where the camera will lock when the character gets near the edge. The camera currently just keeps going, which is really obnoxious, and we want to make it feel better. I'm not interested. Thank you for saying it. One of my biggest learning lessons about streaming is, at least for me, I ask people for opinions and no one wants to give them. It's so weird to me. I've seen other people stream like, oh, tell me, and everyone wants to tell them exactly what it's like. Yeah, let me tell you everything, but it never works for me. I don't know what it is. It's so funny to me that is what it is. Okay. So, if my calculations are correct, I'm going to be so excited if this works. I'm going to lurk here either way. Well, thank you, Ether. I really appreciate your lurkiness. Lucky lurky. I appreciate it. And you're not lurking right now, but you're going back to lurk. And I appreciate that too. I don't need any of this crap. Okay. This is it. Not doing good at John lurking. Lurkers are not supposed to chat. You're not allowed. I still feel bad that one day I was like being facetious and I said, this is a non-lurking channel. You are not allowed to lurk. You must all talk. And like everybody started talking and I felt really bad. Hey, JT, the IT. Are you an IT dude? How are you? Welcome. What did I break? That is strange. Why would I suddenly get an error on this? Did I? Yeah, okay. Must have just not been paying attention and fat fingered it. Drink water. If you ain't lurking, you ain't trying. I will say though, like the evolution of learning how to stream, there's a period of time where all you worry about is whether people are engaging on your stream. Well, all I worried about, trying to build engagement and, you know, do things that I thought would create interest. But I've been doing this for a while, and really the reason I started streaming was to get work done. And the funniest joke was, I streamed to get work done. I never got any work done because all I was doing was chatting with people and not working. I've got the happy medium though. I'm okay with distraction because I'm still getting something done. And if this weren't a thing I had to do, the streaming, I probably would get less work done overall. It's kind of like, you know what? I'm okay with it. I tried streaming but was not happy. Yeah, I remember you used to stream, Ether. I used to come harass you a little bit. What you got to do is you just got to break on through the other side and not care. I mean, I look at the numbers occasionally, and to me, there's not really a rhyme or reason, but I'm also not. Some streamers actually try. Like, I haven't changed my overlay in a long time because I don't have time or energy. Yes! I'm sorry. I'm so excited that worked. I'm just stupidly excited that worked. That it was that simple. That for some freaking reason. Yeah, let's just start over. Let's pretend that I just started the stream. Wow, it just works. It's only been, oh my God, it's almost 10. It's only been an hour and a half. I'm so excited right now. I can't even tell you how excited I am. Oh my God. I am so excited right now. I am so excited. And it was stupid simple. My goodness, it was stupid simple. Wow. Sorry. Apologies if you just joined and you saw me get really excited about something simple. But there you go. I feel like I won the lottery or something. Okay. I didn't need to change anything. I didn't need to change anything in any of this nonsense code. None of this has any value. It was not needed. I'm so excited. Okay. So that was step 1. So step 2 is we need to detect the edgingness of the map. And so I need to use the player position and the map dimensions to determine when we lock the movement. So, and honestly, I think that we would only do lock movement. Did you subscribe? Oh, your follow gave me luck. Yeah. I was like, subscription. Or did you subscribe on YouTube? I'm not sure what you subscribed to. Yes, your following is what was it? 6 minutes ago you followed, and now my life has changed. That's fine. You don't need to subscribe. But yes, your follow gave me luck. You've changed my life. Thank you, Eloco George. El Loco, the Crazy George. It's Spanish, of course. Eloco George. ¿Cómo está, mi amigo? Or should I say, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo está usted, mi amigo? Jorge. ¿Hablas español? Hablo español poquito. Aprendo español en Duolingo también. Y tengo 3 años en escuela. Qué bueno. I don't practice Spanish speaking either. I'm learning Japanese. I know a little bit of Spanish, and bad English and C# and other languages, other programming languages. I did 3 years of Spanish in high school, and I couldn't wrap my mind around a different language. I was really scared about learning it, I think. So I got in my own way. And then since I've been doing it with Duolingo, I actually really like doing Spanish because now that I've been learning languages again, it's really just like, like once you learn some of the syntactic structure and the words, it's really just about building vocabulary. Like just the vocabulary is the problem. There's some little idiosyncrasies about how you use language, like, Spanish or Romance languages and how they're structured. And Japanese is interesting because of where you place the noun and the pronouns and all that stuff. But like once you get rough structure, really it's building vocabulary and different ways to use the language. And of course, if I were to be somewhere where I was speaking Spanish all the time, it would probably be a little bit easier. Okay. So now I got to figure out. now I'm totally distracted. So let's make a little debugger tool for ourselves. Okay, because we are going to need to do this. I'm not going to lock the camera anymore. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to make a setting to test the map dimensional buffer. The only way to learn language is by speaking. See. I do know that. There's lots of things I want to do in life, including launching this game while having my day job. My statement isn't to detract, by the way, El Loco Jorge, from the work. Distract from the conversation. I'm just telling my brain that I need to also work while I'm talking. Stan LaFresh, thanks for the follow. I think I'm okay at English. I pretty much don't speak at all. You type it. I'm better at reading Spanish and typing it. Speaking it requires a different part of your brain because you gotta like actively engage words. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna put this up here. Let's make a title. We'll call it map. So we'll make a map edging solution here. Because, edging is useful. Show an inspector, and then we'll do private int map. What do you call it? Like map edge buffer X? Is it an edge buffer? I don't even know what you call it. So we'll say like when you're I think it's going to be like 5 spaces from the edge of the map. It'll lock. I don't know yet what the number is going to be. That's why I want to be able to manipulate this. Because I'm going to do this once I get the pieces in place. I should be able to like test how it works. Okay, so the debugger means I'm going to need to access these values somewhere. Maybe what I should do is put it in the map scene and then make changing these values mess with the map scene. That's probably smarter. Okay, we're going to do this. By the way, look how large this file is. This is like, oh my gosh, it stopped. Come back here. Where are you? Can't even keep up. 3,000 lines of code, one file. Yes, friends. I mean, it is C#, so like this is a line of code. Does not help it, but also somehow I zoomed in. Thanks for the follow, Lamar22. I think El Loco Jorge really set things off with following. Just attracted attention, and then I solved the problem simply because of their support. It was amazing. What are your internal nonsense here? I want your internal stuff. Okay. SP manager. Maybe I'll just put it at the top. So we're gonna make a. We could make the offset 0 by default, and then it won't matter. But I want a control for this, so we'll do it in here. So we'll do public int so it would be like map edge lock x. Okay, we'll call it that, I think, and then we'll end up using those in the logic. And then what we'll do here, instead of calling edge buffer, call it that. We'll use it at 5, but we're going to do it as a getter and setter. We don't care about get as much as we care about set. So we'll do get, set, that. And then we'll do game main. Okay. Not engine though. It needs to be the map scene. There we go. I guess get has to. Yeah, that works. Okay. I don't even think I need to retype it. I'll just let Copilot do it for me. Okay. So this will set the values. I do need to check if. If game main.instance is a value. Oh crap. Okay. So the one problem is when I put things like this in the debugger, it'll start throwing errors because it's not, when it's not runtime, it'll be nonsensical. So we'll do result equals 0. I'll do that. Actually, I'm gonna do current map scene just because. I know I'm putting a lot of debug logic in, but this will get a little fiddly to mess with, and I don't want to mess with it. So, I mean, I don't want to like have to do a bunch of recompiles to test this. Okay, so now I should be able to do this. Come on. Thank you, Copilot. You're always there for me, aren't you? Really know how to help a Motzi out. I gotta put a return value here. See? Okay. So now we have the edge lock X and Y. So what I'm gonna do now, because now we've proven we can lock the camera, is when we get the target, we'll have to do a calculation to determine if we have to lock the X and Y value. Actually, we got to do... Where am I going to do this? I don't really want the target, the look at target thing to care about that. What I want to worry about it is the something else. How are we gonna do this? And like update maybe? If here doesn't equal null, I could probably throw it in here somewhere. Let me see. Maybe not. Maybe I do need to do it in the the matrix part. Like this, I probably should do this in here because then I know this is the place where the camera is always being moved. So then we're gonna do public and private void update map edge locks. Okay. So we're gonna put this here, and we'll just call it from the top of this, because who cares? All right. And then I need to figure out where I get the values for the map. So we have a couple things we have to check. Stoffies! Stoff, how are you? Thanks for the big O. Mozi. How are you, Stoff? I think there's this dot map. There we go. Okay, so we have a width and we have a height of the map. And we also need, I think we have to use the hero's position. So this dot hero. We can only do this if the hero is not null. I'm working on camera edge detection so that when the player gets near the edge of the map, the camera locks instead of right now it just follows you all the way past the edge, right? I believe current position. I believe this is their map position. No. I think. Oh, how do I do that? I think the hero.x and the hero.z is their actual position. I guess the one way I can do this is like bug dot log I don't know why this is getting chunky on me right now. Files too long, I guess. All right, let's see what this gives us as a result. We will turn off the debugger, so take a second. I'm having a lot of fun. I figured something out, so I'm happy. It only took me an hour and a half to change one little bit of code to do what I wanted. I was going to get a pet guinea pig, but I'll get something else first and see how it goes. I was going to get a pet guinea pig. I was going to get a, what? I was going to get a pet guinea pig, but I'll get something else first and see how it goes. Why is that a joke? Is it like guinea pigs are supposed to be the easiest pet to have first or something? Oh, I don't get that joke. Pet guinea pig? I was going to get a pet. Why am I not seeing it? Video games killed the radio star. Hey, Tom. Tom, I lurked on your channel today, but I didn't tell you. I mean, I told you now. But I didn't want you to know I was watching you. Lovingly. Well, actually, I was going to come in and say something, and then you were BRB mode. And then I was like, where's this music coming from? Then I heard your voice, and then I was like, no, I need to get work done. Secret lurk. You were burbed. I don't know where you were, what you were doing. You were working on your Hacha Macha game. Okay. So these numbers are not the numbers I want. These are not the numbers I'm looking for. The funny part is we might have to put per map a different edge, because the way Jacob has done some of these maps, you can see how far over you can get to the edge. Look at that, 16. So yeah, I mean, I can just get the int value, right? I think that's how they do it. Or I can just use the number, like if it's greater than or less than, right? Although I think it should be precise instead of imprecise. So how do they get the actual map coordinate when it's free movement? It would be in the teleport. I think I have a way to do this. So, command creator. Clean place player. Okay, clean place player. Okay, so it is, we use a math rounded value for X and Y. Stop! Motzi! Sorrow! Wow, the gang's all here. The party. Okay, got it. So we will have to round the positions, but that's okay. Not too much more math we have to do. And then we'll say if, I guess we should use the edge as a number. This dot. So we got to check, we have to check two different positions. What would be the smartest way to do this? There's probably a smart way, right? Yeah, let's co-pilot it. I'm making a way here, position and use the edge lock X edge Y to stop the player from moving, stop the camera that direction. The Y value is the same as when called, it needs to detect position as I calculated R, and then compare it to all the edges of the map that would be in this dot map. Right. Since maps have a 0, 0. And you provide code to do this if we detect. Then for now, just set full flag for the X or Y. Okay. Me using Copilot. I can write the code, but whenever I have to write things like dealing with a box math, I feel like there's got to be a real simple way to write it. And every time I try to write it, I get like all mixed. So I'll use ChatGPT to create the logic. So then I know I can come up with logic on my own, right? Look at this. It's even using get hero, which is cute. I guess I don't really need to round the values. That's true. Okay. So then, and I don't really care about using hero or whatever, right? So then, why is it using player? Just so I don't have to rewrite that crap. Okay. It's pretty good at including common bugs. I like that. Makes my life better. Map dot width. Right? Is that the width? Yes. Go away. really turn off that debug thing. I'm afraid to recompile the avatars though, because it's been a long time since I've compiled that. Okay, so then we're gonna do edge, map edge, lock X, map edge, and then we'll do public. Well, let's see. It's edge, lock, trigger X, I guess. I think it's a trigger. Map edge X. Okay. Now, actually, I don't know. Let's see. So when it gets locked, I have to lock the position. And the problem is I don't think I can use a. Okay, well, I'll just do it. I'm just gonna get over myself. Map edge position. I guess I could just make it a vector 2. Yeah. And then I can just set X or Y on it and then use it. I could have made this a vector 2 as well. Probably would have been smarter. Okay. So then update the edge lock. Sorry. This is going to be great. It's going to work amazingly. It's going to work the first time as well. Not height, though. It's width and... I guess it is. Is there not a depth? No, it's just width. Okay. Because it's imagining it's like a 2-dimensional array. So that should work. If it's not true, then we say it's false. I can spell the word else. First try every time, baby. And then we want to set the value of the map lock position X equals player X. Okay. Which I need to make sure this is default. So new vector 2. I feel like there's chaos ensuing around our house right now. I don't know why my IDE is having so many issues. Why is it? What is going on? It's all chonky right now. Like it's like they're fighting. The co-pilot and the IDE are fighting. Why is this? What vector 2 is this? I want you to be that kind of vector 2, right? Can we not make a new vector 2? Oh, I see. All right. Sorry. Oh, you can't set values. Oh, it's so obnoxious. I hate that part. Guess what I would do is do that maybe. Forgot that you can't modify values that are stored this way. It's so weird that you can't do that, but I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure it's valid. I'm sure it's people have their reasons. People are people, so how can it be? Yeah. I'm using my mouse. I get it. Okay. So, maybe we have those positions. We lock them. And then we have to figure out where we're going to do the next one. So, look at target. For now, I'm going to just YOLO break it for the fun of it. So if map edge locked X, then target Z equals target X. All right. Yes. I'm going to do one more check to make sure that this update edgelock is what I want it to be. So if player X is okay, so it checks if the player is at the edges of the map, right? So now we have to put our actual like map edge lock figure X. There's gonna be a positive value. So this one's okay because this is just going to be the buffer from 0. But this one needs more math. So we have to do player X. We have to do the is greater than map width minus that, right? Oh my gosh. I did not want Copilot to give me the entirety of the code back. Okay. So it would have to be the minus because I'm pretty sure it's a positive value. So this one's going to be the same way. Be height minus. Figure what. Okay. So yeah, let's go break stuff. Take names. It's fine. I'm fine. We'll just break it. I want to get the code running. Which is the most desired summer body this year? The antibody. Oh. I tried to find a pun about carpentry, but nothing would work. Well, did you try knocking on wood? I tried to take a picture of a wheat field, but it came out grainy. Not getting any texts from the wife. I don't know if there's chaos ensuing or not. I swear I heard stomp, 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 and like a little cry sound. Like I wonder if one of the kids is not sleeping well. All right, let's see what we broke. Pork. Okay, let's do something like absurdly absurd. All right, go to our debug manager. So I know like that number was 19 or something. So, oh, the map edgelock isn't even there. Where's my edgelock? Come on, I want more edging of my locks. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. No. Come on. Ah. Come on, edgelock. We can do this. Give me that edgelock. The sweet, sweet edgelock. Not seeing it happen. It will make it, 30 or something. I'm sure it's some dumbness. It's like I didn't do it right. I mean, with a number like... Oh, hey! It worked! And by worked, I mean it completely broke. But... I mean, in a way it worked, right? So then what is going on? Meow. This should be okay because it retains the locked position. Did I make it use Y versus Z? Let me go take a look at this. Get look at target. No, I used Y. I used Z. I should probably take a look at this information here. So we have at least one use case where the value worked. So we'll make the result by default 30, I guess. Oh, maybe we don't want to do that actually, because it's going to be... Did I even change anything? Let me see. Did I change something? Did I not change anything? Oh, I put debug breakpoint. Okay. Well, even better. Then I don't have to recompile. Okay. So before I'm going to change any code, I need to figure out what's going on. I might have to set these again too. All right. Debug this baby. That's interesting. I think I didn't turn that off. All right. So if player Z, which is 50, map height is 80. Which isn't, I'm not sure that jives, but I think 80. Height and width is 80? Is that right? It seems small. I don't think 80 is the right number. I'm going to open up Smile Game Builder to try to verify this. Come on, Smile Game Builder, you can do it. The 80 seems very not right. But maybe it's right. I don't know. Is there another value that represents size of the map? I guess 80 might be right. The player's at 50. Well, here's here's the maps here. We'll do Summiton Plains north. And let's see, what is this map say? Yeah, okay. So it's 80 by 80. So that's the right number. But let me take a look here real quick. Use look at target position, get hero position. Okay, so I did something goofy. Okay, I have to use the actual position of the hero. That's why it's not working. We'll ignore you, we'll turn you off. And then we will do okay. Also, it might have helped if it was actually like, well, what is it? Is it really that different? Let's see. Get hero. Yeah, it does like some weird offset nonsense too. I'm not really sure what the offsets are, but we'll pretend that we need those values, so we'll use them. I also noticed I had a Y value there, so probably wouldn't have worked. But you know. So okay, before I add a new value, let's fix the one problem that I saw, which was the fact that I was using the Y value. Okay. This whole Z versus Y is kind of not. Hopefully you've all edged enough that you're ready to see this work. Then I did find it a little weird. So player X would have to be less than what the trigger X is. But let's see, what's this position here? This position is 15. So the X should have locked right here. So I find it weird that the X value did not lock properly. Wait a second. Am I an idiot? Player X is less than the lock trigger X. Or player X is greater than. Then we say it's locked and we set the lock's position. Otherwise, why do I have lock position? Right. Okay. Player Z. This still says that less than or equal to 0, which is also wrong. Player Z is greater than map height. Okay. I'm pretty sure that this is 0, 0, right? Yeah. Okay, so when the player gets to like 15, we should stop it. What bird has the worst manners? A mockingbird. Really? I think crows are kind of jerks. Vultures, because they only eat your leftovers. Hawks, because they're always trying to sell you something. Hawking their wares. Get it? If there was a bird that is known for doing tricks, you could say those ones because they're always flipping the bird. Not sure which bird does tricks like that though. All right. Oh, we got to change the value. So we'll make them 20 and 20. Like not too insane. This is definitively not locking like I want it to. It's weird that it's not working in those directions. Maybe down will still work. No. Down does not work. It was working before. What's going on? Oh, I know what the problem is. I'm still an idiot, and it's fine. We can't. If it's already locked, we can't check it again, right? So, God, so dumb. If we've locked it, then we need to check if it has to be unlocked. So if it's not locked, oops, yeah. And then I'm going to put these two together. It's going to tell me that that's not appropriate, but whatever. Okay. I hate doing this. This is why I thought I could ask ChatGPT and it would make my life easier. Because this sort of weird logic drives me nuts. And I know there's some simple way to do this in a smart, appropriate solution, and I just am not able to get it. I can make it work, fine. I don't like this kind of logic because it's, in my view, the complexity of the added logic creates a maintainability problem. At the same time, probably not going to be touching this a lot. So, okay. So if it is locked, we're not going to auto unlock it. Then we have to check the inverse of this, right? So if any of these things are not true, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to say is at edge 1. So we put this into the different logic. Then I'm going to do this and it'll be like, well, why didn't you just do it this way? I love it when my IDE tells me I'm an idiot. It's like, I write this if statement and it's like, you could also just write this as one single, set the variable and check it and set it by that because it's a Boolean. Oh yeah, I could have done that too. So if that and this, right, is at edge X. Else if map edge lock X and not at the edge, then we unlock it. We only unlock it if we've stopped edging, basically. And no, I will not stop with my innuendos. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. This is it. This is the moment of Zen. Truth. The truth of Zen. So the reason this was behaving weirdly was it would get locked and then it would get unlocked immediately. Oh no, in my case, it would get locked and it would keep setting the new locked position to the player position. It was never actually retaining the locked place where it stopped moving. But this will. Y'all buckle up. This is amazing. You think that, you watch some of these developers out there doing complex physics. Nope. You get to see where the real money's made. In basic logic. And finding the right place in a big framework to hit it with a hammer. That's my specialty, folks. Not, you know, smart math or anything. All right. So we'll do the absurd number again just so we can feel like we can see it happen. Boom. Boom. Boom! Oh, fuck. I mean, oh, darn. I have a slight problem here. Oh, I broke my battles. That's what's going on here. How did I break? What did I do here? Get map character. Oh, I see. So, if... What are we here? This is in the script center? Is it saying what? Those follow... This is a whole different bug I'm looking at real quick, but I'm pretty sure object reference not set to an instance. So we're going to say what? If the followers is not null. So, if... If I wonder what that bug was. I thought it was related to my camera, but it was related to something else. This is my logic that lets me move followers around on the map. Good thing I checked that, because would suck to deploy it and battles didn't work. Oh, that's a pretty obvious test case, I guess. Alright, Dad, joke it up. What has 5 toes but isn't your foot? My foot. Well, it could also be like your friend's foot. Unless you own your friend's foot, which would be weird. Like, how do you know I don't own your foot? What if I'm my own self? What if I'm my own friend? This is what coding does to you folks. Just messes you up. All right. Let's get our edging on again. Look at that. Look at that. We have edged to perfection. Almost. So maybe this is going to be like 15. Look how well we've just edged, folks. And the up works too. Oh, man. That was some good edging. First try. I'm so excited by this. Y'all, I think that one of the things that I would reflect back on when we started this project was the enormity of trying to get someone else's engine to do what we wanted to do. Now we got a little bit of an edging problem here. I might have to end up doing something where there's like a bottom and a top. Y'all, look. What is this fix? I want to... I didn't get to the moving the dongle thing to make... So maybe on Tuesday I'll work on camera nudging. But what does this fix? One common complaint we got from people was that it was hard to tell where a map ends. It was hard to tell, like, that you can leave a map. Because there was nothing with the camera that would subtly hint that you were at the edge of a map. But now, you know. Now you know when you're at the edge of the map. Because now we are edging properly. We have proper edging, folks. And that's just amazing. Oh, well, there's going to be some other things I've got to fix here. Really? We have what? We have edging on our maps, Tom Sutton. If you want to know what it used to look like, when you go to the edge of a map, it just like everything just keeps moving. It doesn't stop. So there's nothing that would tell you that you are about to leave a map, right? Like you see how this does this here? So I've disabled edging essentially, right? Now the only problem is going to be every map has a different edge. So I'm going to leave that to Jacob though. So you can see how you can see all this stuff over here. You don't need to see any of that, right? And so if I put an edge lock in, or an edge lord for some people, then as you get to the edge, it stops. So it not only makes it feel like you can tell where the map edge is appropriately, it indicates to you where an exit might be. It's very edgy, yeah. We've been edging all night on this problem. So I think it's clear that I'm going to need like a left, like a top left, right bottom edge, because every edge is different. Unless I can, because, well, no, Jacob's not going to redo every map. So we'll have to edgelord it for every map. But I'm going to call that a win. I'm going to take my W. I have to fix the issue where when you switch maps, it acts weird. We'll have to like force recalculate the edge, I guess, when the map loads or something. Hey, Drew.1, how are you? Welcome. It says new introduction. What is there, like a button I push to introduce you? Welcome. Oh, you come from Adam's crew. At least you have Adam's emotes. Adam's cool. Sorry, I've just been edging all stream. There's a button. Well, it's nice to have you here. I'm actually getting close to wrapping up because I have solved the thing I was trying to solve, which was, well, at least I haven't. Look, there's some cleanup I have to do, but I've been able to make it so that when you get to the edge of a map, it stops. Yes, it's a CRT effect. It is enableable and disableable. So we can turn it on and off if people don't want to use it. Some people said they didn't like it. So, Jacob's going to have fun and also hate me for creating this. The reason he's going to have fun, because now he can actually make the maps look like you've gotten to the edge of them. That's a bug I'm going to have to fix, obviously. But why is he going to hate it? Uh-oh. I don't want to talk to you. Why did you come back? He's going to hate it because we're going to have to apply it to every map differently. Because right now there's literally no way we can know the appropriate spot for the edge. So I'll have to talk to him about that. But anyway. So welcome. Sorry, Drew.1. I am about to wrap up. And I apologize that you just showed up and now I'm leaving. But tomorrow's Mother's Day. And my wife is a mother. So we're going to have a day. Which starts with me getting up early in the morning. Nice to have you here. This is, if you don't know, this is the game I'm working on right here. Alterium Shift. Been working on this for a long time. Thank you for the follow, Nina Chawball, which is actually on my YouTube, interestingly enough. I don't know if you're actually watching my stream or if you found one of my RPG in a box things, but hey, either way. Who should we go say hi to today? There are not a lot of developers at this time of night. There's Errand. Is he? But he's coding. We can go see Errand. Things just said chatting. Good content. Well, Loco Jorge, thank you so much. Abandoned. Sorry, stop. Sorry, not sorry. Gaudy Pern, abandoned. Thanks for making me feel bad about myself, as usual. You all have a good night. Sleep well. Be beautiful. Be lovely. I will be back on Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm going to try to work on nudging the camera. So you can use a different stick. And you can nudge it. No, you raid Errand. Wait, did I raid Errand? Why did it not do it? Why did it not work? I'm sorry. Gotti McGotterson. Here's the things again. I'm leaving you for another ear end. Rear end. For you would be rear end, right? Anyway, I'll be working on camera nudges on Tuesday, I think. And we're going to go say hi to... Oh, apparently Aaron's playing games instead of making games. So, he's a cool dude, though. We're going to say hi anyway. Have a lovely night, y'all. And if you celebrate Mother's Day, you know, that's tomorrow. So, hey! Bye, y'all.